Grok 4 Fast just released, and it's pretty good. It's a decent model, and more importantly, it's extremely cheap. 15 times cheaper than the previous Grok 4 model, and about 5 times cheaper than most of the other alternatives out there. So cheaper than Gemini Flash and GPT-5 Mini. So the lower cost, fast, non-reasoning models. Grok 4 Fast came along and basically kicked the bottom of the market out by providing something that is pretty good and extremely cheap. So I imagine Google and OpenAI and everyone, they're rushing to work out how they're going to reprice, if they're going to reprice their lower level models. So interestingly, in that context, Sam Altman has come forth and he said, over the next few weeks, we're launching some new compute intensive offerings. So going to the top end of the market rather than worrying about the lower end of the market. Because of the associated costs, some features will initially only be available for pro subscribers. So these are higher level models which are only going to be in the highest package of ChatGPT, and some new products will have additional fees. So that sounds like even if you are a pro subscriber, there are going to be other additions which you might need to pay even more for. So pro subscription now is, I think, $200 a month. There may be an additional level, or there'll be additional fees on top of that for usage. Our intention remains to drive the cost of intelligence down as aggressively as we can and make our services widely available, and we are confident that we will get there over time. It's just not yet. But we also want to learn what's possible when we throw a lot of compute at today's model costs at interesting new ideas. So this feels to me a little bit like a response to Grok 4 Fast coming in and instantly becoming the lowest cost model. Our intention remains to drive the cost of intelligence down as aggressively as we can. Grok just did that. I don't know how XAI are going to make money on it, but that might not be their game plan. They might just want to get adoption, take a hit on Grok 4 Fast, and then once people start to build with it and realize, oh, it's quite good, they're going to retain that market share. Instead of competing, instead of lowering their prices, OpenAI have said, actually, that's not what we're doing right now. Our intention remains to drive the cost of intelligence down as aggressively as we can and make our services widely available. And we are confident that we'll get there over time. So they're basically saying, cool, that's what they're doing. That's not what we are doing right now. Instead, we're going in the opposite direction, and we're going to the top end, and we're going to charge more for our higher end services. So it's an interesting response. I think not a bad response, because competing over price and allowing your models to become a commodity is a really risky business, because people will just spiral down until the price equals the cost, so they won't make any profit. So a commodity market is an incredibly unattractive place to be. So instead, Sam Altman is going for the luxury market. He's going for the upper end of the market, which I think strategically is a completely fair response to Grok 4. So it'd be interesting to find out what these are. Presumably, these are higher end reasoning models. I don't know, but that would be my guess. So even deeper reasoning and thinking. And it'd be interesting to see how much more that is going to cost. Also, the fact that it is a new compute intensive offerings is interesting in the context of the NVIDIA deal, which came out the same day. He tweeted this yesterday, and we heard about the NVIDIA deal today. No, sorry, he tweeted on Sunday about we need more compute. And then the next day, the deal between OpenAI and NVIDIA was announced. So the timing is not coincidental, I'm sure. We need more compute. Oh, by the way, we have a $100 million deal and an agreement with NVIDIA for that compute.